Philip no doubt hated him. He dealt harshly with his brother, Alec knew, but by God, Philip was no longer a boy. It was time for him to cease his debauched ways and take on manly responsibilities. There was more than enough work for him at the firm. If Philip wanted money to spend on whores and gambling, he'd have to earn it. Alec yanked impatiently at an uncooperative button on one of his cuffs.
"Mais Madeleine! Where is that little putain? Mary!"
Isabelle strode like a half-naked queen to her mirror and began brushing her hair again with quick, agitated strokes.
"English servants are so lazy. In Paris she'd not be treated with such leniency."
"Then it is good Mary was born in England and not France." Isabelle responded with a derisive humph and muttered French profanities that would have stung the ears of the most hardened men. Refusing to be baited, Alec smoothed the frills of his embroidered jabot, slipped into his waistcoat, and began to feel under the bed for the soft leather of his boots. Hurried footsteps approached from the hall, and Mary's pale face poked through the door. Although he had never asked her age, he was sure the girl was no more than 16, about the age of the girl Philip had destroyed. Alec thrust one foot into its boot, then the other.
"Mistress, see to it Monsieur Kenleigh's carriage is brought around. Rapidement!"
The girl scurried away. "Thank you for your charming hospitality, Isabelle. I can find my own way out." He was in no mood to endure a display of temper.
"Alec, wait!"
Isabelle rushed into the hall and wrapped her slender, pale arms around his waist. Her rouge-stained lips bowed in a perfect pout.
"Don't be cross with me. What am I supposed to feel when you no longer want me?"
"There are more than enough randy young studs in London eager to take my place." He lifted her chin and kissed her lightly on the lips. "You'll not even miss me."
"Oh, but I will,"
she said, looking up at him sulkily from beneath dark lashes.
"You may know how to please a woman's body, but you have much to learn about a woman's heart."
Alec laughed. "Would you have me believe you love me, chérie? You're simply displeased it is I, not you, who has decided to end things." End things? He hadn't thought about it before, but as soon as the words were out of his mouth, he realized that was exactly what he wanted to do. He watched surprise, then rage flash in Isabelle's eyes. Her lips spread in a coy smile.
"You'll be back."
He kissed her lightly on the lips, then turned once more toward the darkened staircase, leaving her to sulk as she chose. Downstairs in the foyer he found his greatcoat laid out next to his hat and gloves. The light patter on the window told him it was raining again.
"Sir?"
He looked to find Mary standing behind him, her thin face lit from beneath by the candle she was holding.
"Might you be needing anything else, sir?"
"No, thank you, Mary." She curtsied and stepped back to await his departure. Isabelle would have her skin if she failed to lock up behind him. He put on his coat and went to the door. Moisture on the rain-spattered window prevented him from seeing anything outside, but he'd be able to hear his carriage arrive. He wanted to get home to his own bed, to forget this entire day. The look on Philip's face had been one of total disbelief, though it was not as if Alec were cutting his brother off entirely. Philip lived in his home, ate his board, made use of his servants, grounds, and stables. Alec had merely placed a condition on Philip's rather generous allowance. Their father's will specified that Alec was to manage his brother's financial affairs as he saw fit, until Philip's 25th birthday, a scant year away. Given the sorry state of things, Alec had neglected his duty far too long. Mary sneezed and curtsied sheepishly in apology. Alec smiled in what he hoped was a reassuring manner. What a burden it must be waiting hand and foot on a woman like Isabelle, he thought, noticing Mary's chapped lips and the dark circles under her eyes. He had seen enough bruises on her face to know Isabelle occasionally struck her. He had offered more than once to help Isabelle find a French servant, hoping she would release Mary into his care. With 5 children to tend, his sister would welcome the extra help, and there was no doubt Elizabeth would be far kinder to Mary. But